Did you know that nearly 60% of American adults don't maintain a budget? Well, if you are one of them, or if you're struggling to get your budget right, don't stress. We've got you covered. It's Budgeting 101 time, and we are here to guide you on your money management journey. Budgeting can seem intimidating, but trust me, it's easier than you think. It's just about understanding where your money comes from and where it's going and making honest decisions about what you want it to do for you. Remember, folks, budgeting isn't about limiting your spending. It's about understanding it. So, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Advantages of budgeting. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of budgeting, let's talk about why you should even bother with it. Well, first and foremost, budgeting helps you to understand your spending habits. It lets you see where your money goes each month and make necessary adjustments. Secondly, budgeting also helps in achieving financial goals. Whether it's saving for a dream vacation or paying off debt, having a budget in place gives you a roadmap to achieve your goals. Thirdly, budgeting helps in avoiding unnecessary debt. By tracking your spending and controlling your expenses, you can prevent overspending and accumulating credit card debt. Lastly, budgeting also reduces financial stress. When you have a clear understanding of your finances and a plan in place, you are less likely to feel overwhelmed and anxious about money. Now that we have established the importance of budgeting, let's get into the basics of creating one. Number 1. Track your income and expenses. The initial phase in shaping a monthly budget involves understanding the inflow and outflow of funds from your account. Take a close look at your regular earnings. Is it steady? Does it fluctuate from month to month? When planning, it's crucial to base your calculations around the minimum amount you expect to receive. This allows for consistency in your budgeting. Any surplus cash that falls into your lap should be considered a bonus. You can decide whether to spend it on something special or tuck it away in your savings account. Moving on, it's time to monitor and sort your monthly outgoings. Segment them into 2 groups. Those that remain the same each month, like your internet and cable costs, and those that might differ, such as your electricity and water charges. Take care to budget around the upper limit of these variable expenses. This ensures you don't inadvertently overspend in another area, preventing you from covering your essentials. Ponder over expenses that occur somewhat regularly but aren't predictable. Some of these expenditures include vehicle upkeep and appointments with the dentist or other healthcare professionals. Number 2, be realistic in your budgeting. Being realistic about your budgeting is necessary to ensure its effectiveness. If you're too strict with yourself, you'll likely end up frustrated and discouraged when you can't meet your budget goals. One way to remain realistic is by allowing yourself some fun money in your budget. This will give you the freedom to spend on things that bring you joy without feeling guilty. Additionally, it's important to remember that your budget can be adjusted and tweaked as needed. Just because you set a specific amount for groceries in your budget doesn't mean you can never go over that amount. Be flexible and make changes when necessary. Number 3, saving and emergency funds. Your budget should weigh heavily on your savings account. You must put away a portion of your income to attain the various milestones in life, be it purchasing a new vehicle, acquiring a house, or buying that special Christmas gift for a loved one. Plus, having a fund for emergencies is of utmost importance. This involves reserving some cash now to serve as a safety net during unforeseen situations in the future, such as a sudden hospital bill or vehicle repairs. To determine the exact amount you need to save, you first need to identify your saving goals. Consider the timeline within which you'll need the money and how much you can comfortably set aside each month. Once you've determined these details, commit to them. Make this an indispensable part of your budget to ensure an amount is always designated for savings. Any additional income you make on top of your usual earnings can also supplement your savings. This way, you're consistently working towards your financial targets. Number 4, use budgeting tools and apps. With technology at our fingertips, it's easier than ever to manage your finances with budgeting tools and apps. These tools can help you track your expenses, set goals, and monitor your progress all in one place. Some popular budgeting tools include Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, and Personal Capital. These apps allow you to link your bank accounts, credit cards, and investments, making tracking your spending and savings easier. Additionally, most budgeting tools also offer features such as categorizing expenses, setting reminders for upcoming bills, and providing financial advice. Find the tool that works best for you and make use of it in your budgeting journey. Number 5. Arrange a family finance meeting. If you enjoy a single life, you don't need to involve anyone else. However, do you have a partner? If so, managing your finances becomes a joint effort. The role money plays in relationship tensions is not to be discounted. A survey by SunTrust Bank revealed that 35% of couples pinpoint finances as a primary source of stress. Suppose you and your partner aren't on the same financial wavelength. In that case, your budgeting efforts can quickly be debunked, particularly if your other half decides to indulge in a shopping spree or impulsively shell out for Super Bowl tickets. Such instances are sure to trigger discord. Even if you keep your finances separate, calling a financial summit is vital. This ensures your partner comprehends the reason behind any changes in your spending behavior and how they can contribute to your financial goals. A discussion also helps in setting realistic targets, and you'll find that your partner is more likely to be on board with the budget if they feel included in the decision-making process. Number 6. 50-30-20 rule. If you struggle with creating a budget that works for you, consider following the popular 50-30-20 rule. This rule suggests allocating 50% of your income to essential expenses, housing, utilities, groceries, 30% to discretionary spending, travel, dining out, entertainment, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. While this rule may not work for everyone, it's a good starting point for those who are new to budgeting. It allows for flexibility and can be adjusted as needed. Let's say you receive a raise at work and your income increases. Instead of immediately increasing your discretionary spending, consider allocating the extra money towards savings or paying off debt. This will help you reach your financial goals faster and stay on track with your budget. Number 7. Keep track. Now that you've decided on your approach and are aware of your spending habits, it's time to bring in your numbers. To kickstart this process, identify the different categories you'll be using. The level of detail here is completely up to you, as detailed or as general as you deem fit. You might want to have separate categories for groceries and dining out, or a single category for all food-related expenditures. Similarly, you could lump all your entertainment expenses into one category, or let's say if you're a book lover, you could have a distinct line item for that in your budget. After you've broken down your expenses into categories, decide on your desired spending limit for each category. Let these numbers reflect what you discovered when you were tracking your expenses. Say you've been spending $800 a month on groceries. You might want to trim that down, but be careful to do so realistically. For instance, setting an extremely low budget of $200 would only set you up for disappointment. Be sure to leave some wiggle room for unanticipated expenses as well. Yes, they are bound to happen. This should be a separate line item in your budget with a fixed sum of money set aside each month to cover any surpassing expenses from another category or any unexpected bills that may arise. For most folks, a little cushioning of $50 to $100 usually works well. Once you've penned down these numbers, in tandem with the savings amount you're aiming for, ensure that your spending aligns with your income or ideally fits into the 50-30-20 buckets of budgeting. If you're spending more than your income, start trimming down your spending or look for ways to supplement your income, perhaps through a side job. Keep tweaking the numbers until they all fall into place. So this brings us to the end of our guide on budgeting for beginners. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more financial tips and advice.